New York City schools were among many districts around the country to receive an email terror threat today.
Dick Brennan with our sister station in New York joins us now live with how officials there handled that threat. Hi, Dick.
Hey, Rick and Sharon, you know, they handled it obviously very differently. Police Commissioner Bratton and Mayor de Blasio here in New York briefed us a couple of hours ago. The police commissioner says they received that email threat this morning. What's interesting, though, was he said the superintendent got the email early. They investigated it, and they say they're investigating what they call a hoax. But the commissioner did say that the email was similar and, in his words, almost exactly the same as the email that was sent to Los Angeles. But for some reason, Commissioner Bratton says he didn't see it as a credible threat. Let's listen to what he said this morning.
Based on the information I'm working with, if that's the same information they had, I think yes, that it's what they want, whether it's a prankster or a terrorist, that they want to instill fear, they want to disrupt the normal routine. And LA is a huge school system, 600 square mile school system, and to disrupt the daily schedules of 500,000 school children, their parents, daycare, buses, based on an anonymous email without consultation, if in fact consultation did not occur with law enforcement authorities, I think it was a significant overreaction, yes.
A significant overreaction. Commissioner Bratton says the email had some red flags in it that would suggest that this was not a jihadist involved, that they spelled Allah with a small a, that a jihadist would never do that. Other things he almost said in a flip way, that the email reminded him of an episode of Homeland. As you heard, he said he suggests the LA authorities overreacted. Now, Rick and Sharon, I think right now the key question is what were the differences in those emails? Obviously, the reactions were very different. The commissioner says they're similar, almost exactly the same, and yet we had these two wide differences in reaction. New York City public schools are open today. The LA schools are closed. A lot of questions there, Rick and Sharon.
Yeah, well, Dick, indeed. You know, I keep hearing, okay, I heard him say if it was the same. I heard you say almost the same. That sounds to me like they may not be the same, number one. And number two, I mean, we can't tell you from this side of the country that there was a lot of consultation going on between law enforcement and school officials. Do we know, was it exactly the same? What's the chief in New York say?
Well, Rick and Sharon, the suggestions are that there might have been subtle differences. There was one thing on this side of the coast that says, this side of the country, that said that the person who wrote the email did not have an understanding of the New York City school system, that perhaps it didn't seem credible that someone was talking about New York City schools, but was making references that we're not sure exactly what they were, but making references that perhaps suggested that he didn't understand the school system. Now, that could have been very well different from the emails in LA that they saw specifically, but then the question remains, why is Police Commissioner Bratton saying that they're similar or almost exactly the same?
Unless, well, Charlie Beck this morning said that the email was routed through Frankfurt, Germany, but he believes that it originated much closer than Germany. Is that true of the New York emails?
Well, that was the statement from Commissioner Bratton. He said it came from overseas, but the question is, we really don't know how these things get routed. The other thing is that this story is only a few hours old, and as we all know, things change through the prism of time, and the more carefully we look at it, well, the way New York may be looking at one way, LA's looking at it another way. And then a third thing that officials suggested here is that there was very little time to react, if you believe the timeline that's being suggested, that this email was overnight, that they had to react rather quickly. And you would think that in Los Angeles, when someone says, when you hear people talking about weapons and bombs, it's certainly in light of San Bernardino, that the idea would be to err on the side of caution. Commissioner Bratton says, though, it looks like a hoax to him. I
think as much of the part of the controversy is the fact that there's any second guessing of one chief and another, though. So, all right, thank you, Dick. We appreciate that.